have a nice easy cruise this morning over to the Dismal Swamp. Hopefully a nice easy day today. We need a break. It'd be nice if the weather holds out. Looks like it's gonna be cloudy, but no storms. Oh my God, look at me. Yeah, I just woke up. I look like death. All right, past this bridge is where you make the decision which route you're gonna take on the intracoastal waterway. You go straight, you head towards the Virginia cut, which is going towards Coin Jog. And if you cut to the right, that's the river heading to the Dismal Swamp route, which is the direction we're gonna go. It's hard to see out there, but that's the sign that directs you to either the Dismal Swamp route or the Virginia cut. We're now heading down the winding Deep Creek. Quite a difference from the city. All right, there it is, the Dismal Creek, Deep Creek Lock. We're about a half an hour before they open for the first time for the day at 8:30. All right, so yeah, I'll get you close to that piling.
Yep.
And just put a really loose loop around it and then back to the cleat.
Okay.
So we got some time, so we're gonna tie up to those pilings right there. All right, so we tied up to the dolphin right here, just outside of the lock. Yes, they call those dolphins when there's a bunch of pilings tied together like that. All right, they're draining the lock now.
Bring it on in on your starboard side like that. Just disregard that red light out there and bring it on in.
I think we got to raise up about 8 feet in this lock. It's not too bad. All right, lock's closed, and now the water's going to start filling her up. You can see how brown the water is due to all the tannins from the trees in the creek. Our lockmaster Neil, really nice guy. All right, we're heading out. 22 miles of the Dismal Swamp, and then another lock at the far end. And then that's it. No more locks until we hit Florida. Thanks, we'll see you down there.
Yes, sir. Y'all enjoy your trip.
Thanks. Wow, the dolphins on this end are all overgrown. You're not tying up to those, but there's a nice dock you can pull up over there, it looks like. All right, we're approaching the Deep Creek Bridge, which our friendly lockmaster will be opening for us shortly. Quick bridge. Slowing up all the rush hour traffic. Nobody likes us right now. Look at that view. 22 miles of that. About 6 knots or so. Check out the color of this water. It's like coffee. Here's a free dock right here, 24-hour mooring. So a place to rest. The beginning leg of the Dismal Creek. One thing you need to look out for in here is a lot of floating debris, logs, trees, branches, and a lot of them you can't see. They're underwater, and we hit something with our propellers at least 3 times. At one point we had some vibration in one of the propellers, the starboard propeller, so we likely had something wrapped around it. A stick may have been stuck in there. We're only going 1200 RPM, so really slow speed, about 6 miles an hour. So it's a slow speed. You can get something fouled up in your propeller. So to free it, we put the starboard motor in reverse, gave it a quick burst, and whatever was on it is freed, and we no longer have that vibration. So something to keep in mind if you do run into this. So the few structures you see coming through here, that's a boat ramp apparently, and we're coming up to the Lake Drummond feeder ditch, which is pretty much just a creek that flows from the Lake Drummond, into the Dismal Creek. You can't take the boat up that way, but if you have a small dinghy, you can take a ride up the creek all the way to the lake. There's some sort of little railway bridge that will lift small boats under 1,000 pounds up and over a little railway bridge into the lake, if you'd like to check that out. All right, here's the ruins of an old bridge. No longer there. Looks like it was, what, trains? What do you think? An old train tracks, maybe?
Yeah.
Possibly, I don't know. What does it say here? Absolutely live gunfire, hazardous chemicals. Okay, don't go in there. Now this here is really interesting. This is actually a footbridge that they pieced together, I believe. Does it connect to the other side? I don't know. Well, maybe not. They're just floats.
Yeah.
Brooklyn 2 is the name of that one. Brooklyn in the house. We have somebody taking his dog out on a canoe. And here is the feeder creek. Miles up that way is Lake Drummond. Really nice. Hey guys, so we're coming up on the only bend in the entire stretch of the Dismal Swamp. It's about the midway point, about 10 miles past the lock. We make a little bend here to the left, and then we go about another 10 miles to the South Mills Lock and Bridge. So we're at the midway point. We have about an hour and 45 minutes to go, and we're going to be pretty much ahead of schedule. I don't know how much slower I could go than this. We're doing just over 5 miles an hour, but making good time. Every once in a while we need to stop to try to avoid and dodge logs and large branches in the water, but we're still making great time. Weather's clearing up a little bit, getting some sun, warming up. And here we go. Rounding the corner to another pin straight 10-mile trek. All right, successful drone flying. We didn't lose the drone. However, catching a drone mid-flight cut my finger, drew blood. So It's a little dangerous to fly drones while you're moving. It's pretty much just started it up and threw it up in the air, and it flew pretty good. But catching it when it lands, let's hit something again. I could hear things bouncing off the hull. That's like 6 times now. You can't see anything because you got all the duckweed. So this is all stuff floating just under the surface, waterlogged, branches and logs and stuff. So that's my greatest fear in here. All right, we're coming up to the Dismal Creek Visitor Center. We're not going to stop here. We're going to keep going. Dismal Creek State Park, where all the landlubbers visit. Those guys. All right, and up ahead is a pedestrian bridge that opens and closes so that people who visit the park could walk back and forth. They just opened it before we got over here. It's pretty neat that it's just a floating dock that swings back and forth. That side there swings over. And the little bridges come down. It's pretty neat. It looks like up ahead we have a visitor. We have a catamaran sailboat coming straight at us, which is not going to be fun because they're extra wide. So we need to really skinny up against the shoreline. Not looking forward to that. Not easy to pass boats.
No.
Really neat looking the way all this, I think it's called duckweed, swirls around. The problem is the engines suck all this green stuff up. I'm gonna have to check my strainers later on. All right, so check this out. I'm using only my starboard engine. I shut off my port engine and I'm using 2 gallons an hour. I was using 4 gallons an hour with the 2 engines running. We're doing about 4 miles an hour. So I only lost about a mile an hour or so, and I'm using half the gas with just 1 engine, so less wear and tear on the port engine. I want to catch the hours up. They're actually not even, so we'll see how this goes. I checked, my transmissions can freewheel without any damage, so yeah, when we're taking a nice leisurely cruise, maybe I'll try this out. Save some gas and wear and tear. So we arrived at the South Mills Bridge a little early. They don't open up for another half hour or so. So I asked the lockmaster if we could tie up, and he said we could tie up to the wall right here before the bridge. So we'll do that, relax, and get some rest. Right, so we're tied up to the wall right before the bridge. There's a couple cleats right here. The lockmaster said it was fine. And we just chill out for a little bit. Nice. All right, we didn't have to wait too long for the bridge. He opened it up early for us, so we're heading to the lock now. It'd be pretty neat to have a house right here at the lock. All right, so it looks like we're going to be in luck here. The lockmaster just waved us on, and the lock is open over here at South Mills. Everything's moving fast, which is good, so we can get to Elizabeth City a little quicker. We need to get gas, and then we could relax. thick this duckweed is. So you got sticks over there for the channel. See red and green?
Yeah, that is a log, right? This is a log.
It's amazing how logs and sticks are always right in the center of the channel. Now we're in Turner's Cut, which is another man-made canal after the Dismal Creek. And this is chock full of duckweed also. We're coming into Lamb's Marina. Get some fuel, bag of ice. We just met one of the nicest guys I think you could ever meet at a marina. His name is Larry, and apparently he owns the joint. Goes back multiple generations. Apparently his father owned the place too. But what a nice guy. Helped us out of the gas dock. Gave us a discount just for asking. And they're trying to fix the place up. They're actually putting a restaurant on the premises, where his son is going to open one up, and should be open in a few months. So definitely a great place to stop. It's a little tight to get in for the larger boats, but definitely worth it. You know, we're 35 feet and got in here, no problem. You spin around over by the gas dock. It's deep water, got at least 7 feet at the dock. So come visit if you're in the area. All right, so we just pulled up. This is the Elizabeth City drawbridge, and this town really caters to boaters, unlike pretty much any other town around. They welcome transient boaters. They have free dockage. Over here, this large bulkhead before the bridge, if you're coming from the Dismal Swamp, is a free to use dock and dine slip. In addition to that, there's also free dockage here at the Christian Brothers Academy. I believe that's what it's called. It's a school, and they have free dockage over there. All right, we've made it to Elizabeth City, and all we're doing now is waiting for the drawbridge to open, and we're docking. But I'll give you a rundown of our fuel usage and economy so far today. We lost a lot of time waiting at locks and docks, so it's not very accurate today, but we didn't use a whole lot of fuel. But this is what we used. Okay, so let's see. We left Portsmouth. We left Portsmouth at 6:30 a.m. We arrived in Elizabeth City at 5 p.m. That's 11 hours 15 minutes travel time. We used 37 gallons of gas. We traveled 51 miles. Average speed only 4.5 miles per hour, with all that lost time at stopping and all. And we were going slow through the swamp also. Average mile per gallon is 1.38. I think that's a record. No surprise there. 1.38 miles per gallon. We filled up today at, what was the name of that place? Lamb's Marine. Excellent place. They really hooked us up. $5.99 a gallon. They gave us a 20% discount, Larry over there, the owner of the place. So we got a great deal there. We purchased 141 gallons of fuel. That's not dollars, and spent $8.47 in gas. So yes, and provisions used: beef jerky and potato chips today. That's all we ate so
lunch
far.
of champions.
Yeah, we really roughed it today. So you gotta love our little spreadsheet. But that's it. So we're just waiting for the bridge. It's supposed to open 5:30. That's 3 minutes from now, and we'll be docking and settling in for the night. So we'll report more on that. But that's the stats. That's the facts, Jack.
Elizabeth City Bridge. Over.
Okay, we're heading right over there. Hopefully we can snag a slip or something. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. We're 12.9 wide. This is a 13-foot slip, so we're going to just snug ourselves right in there. Okay, this is a really interesting tie-up, but hey, it's free. So I picked We're 12 feet 9 inches wide. I picked a 13-inch wide slip. They have the footages on the wall. Like there's a 14. So I picked the 13 because we're nice and snug in here. We're not bouncing around. To get off the boat, you need to hop off the bow over the rail. But we're nimble young men, right? Here we are, nice. All right. Now we get to relax a little bit, and we do another 12-hour day tomorrow. But let's see what Elizabeth City has to offer.